is Paradise, and you're watching the Holleywood Chronicles.
Alright, so first, thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
And my first question is, how did the pandemic affect you personally?
The pandemic really took a toll on me mentally, physically. Just like really trying to get back into things, into school, into making beats. Like, it was kind of rough because pandemic kind of really stopped the world for like really a year. And people didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do. I don't know if you knew what to do, but like I was just sitting there trying to figure out what I could do with my time. So in the beginning of the pandemic, I mean, obviously I was in school, so spring semester, and it just took a while to really get back in the flow of the spring semester because we had to transition. All our classes had to be online. So I was like, dang, I'm sitting in my bed for like 5 hours trying to focus on a little camera on my computer. That took a heavy hit on a lot of us, including me. But I kind of cooled off with video games, making beats. So I was really just into my crafts, touching up stuff, touching up old beats. And then hopefully that was the best of my abilities, making my time in the quarantine.
Got you. So you went to Newton South High School.
Yeah.
Explain your experience there.
I was a MECO kid, so for you guys who don't know, MECO is like a program where they take inner city kids to the outer suburb schools like Wesley, Newton, those type of towns where you could get a benefit of like just education where you can actually excel. And I felt like it was good for me because we went to a predominantly white high school, which I also had friends in the city, so it was kind of balancing out my life. But it was really, I had to grow up 13 years around predominantly white people. And then it just, I don't know. It didn't shape my view at that time, but it was like hindering it, I'll say.
So you now attend Clark A. Lennon University, which is a complete shift in being predominantly white to predominantly black. So tell me about that shift and what's going on with that.
I got dropped off August freshman year, 2018, and it was a new world to me. I was thinking in my dorm, like, how am I going to make friends? But I knew I was friendly because, I mean, if you look at my friend group in high school, it was just everybody. It wasn't just popular kids. It wasn't just people who played with games, people who did music. It was everybody. So when I went to college, I just stick to that mindset of treating everybody like they're my friend. And I quickly picked up friends. But freshman orientation week, that was a hassle. I'm not going to lie. I still remember that. We had to remember, like, a song. So I forgot that song. We still had to remember it 3 years in a row. Senior year, I didn't have to remember it. So luckily, I didn't even have to sing it. But we really bonded and connected freshman year off of like freshman week. And our class was kind of big, but now it's kind of small because, you know, senior year, people come and go. So we really just stayed connected like a family. And that's how it feels when I go back to school, see my friends. It feels like a family environment, not really a school environment. And I can flourish and feel like I can actually get help I need. So that's how it is down there. So it's a complete 360 because back at South, it was just like I could go to a few people like you, a couple others, but it wasn't really like I could just spread out and go to anybody. And they know how I'm feeling.
Gotcha.
So.
Word. So what got you into making beats?
Sophomore year of high school, I took this music production class at South. And Mr. Damn, blanking on the name right now. And it was on the tip of my tongue. But I don't want to mess it up, so I'm not gonna say it. But he was really an influence, and he kept telling me like, yo, you could go somewhere if you really take this seriously. So I started looking up YouTube videos on like how to make beats, what's the best software. And at South, we had Apple computers, so we was using Logic. But I had a HP, so I really couldn't use Logic, so I had to download Fruity Loops. And I was using the trial version for like a minute, and then it just took long to like for me to buy the actual version. So I bought the actual version sophomore year in college. So for about 2 years, I was just making beats and sending them out immediately. And it worked. I'm not gonna lie.
So what do you like most about making beats?
Damn. I like all of it. I'm not gonna lie. The melodies, the patterns, figuring out what to do. It's more so the journey for me than the outcome. Like the outcome is what you guys want to hear. Cause I created this masterpiece to myself where I'm like, I put this in, I know what the outcome's gonna be. But it's the journey, cause the journey makes it like, oh, what if this sound goes here and it hits? What if this 808 hits here and it just clicks? It's like ear candy. Like, you hear beats, like, I could say, for instance now, like, Lil Baby beats, which is like orchestra, like the little, those like hi-hats, they're ear candy. It makes people go like, dang, the drums is hitting, hi-hats hitting, percussion is hitting, everything is hitting, and it just puts you in the zone where you're not really focused on anything else but the music.
So what do you think is the most challenging part about it?
The most challenging part about making beats?
Right.
Trying to find the right sounds for melodies. Well, that's for me. Like, I have a challenge with that. So sometimes I'll find the right sounds, sometimes I won't. Like, sometimes I'll say beats that I think are good right now, but I gotta come back later, fix something. Also, just finding the right BPMs for me to chop up samples. I'm not really a good sample chopper yet. So I be chopping samples, sometimes they're bad, sometimes like I just be scrapping the whole idea. But sometimes I still like save them so I could just come back later, because I might have a whole different idea in my head when I hear the sample a month from now, 2 months later.
Got you. So where did the name Paradise come from?
I'm a big sports fan, as you know. Well, growing up, I was really sports heavy. I was in baseball, basketball, soccer, cross, track and field, whole nine. So I would watch 30 for 30s. If you don't know, they're on ESPN. Great sports documentaries. They're about like hour and a half maybe. And I would just get into them. And then I was watching this boxing one. Mike Tyson came up, and I don't know who he beat, but it's the famous Mike Tyson interview. And he was like, when I die, I'm going to paradise. And I was like, I need that. Because at the time, I was trying to think of a tag, and I didn't want to be like, someone say my tag for me. So I was like, growing up as a producer, one of my influences, because I came in the game late, so one of my influences is Pierre, and he got his tag from Jamie Foxx's old TV show. So I was like, maybe I could get my tag off a TV show, off a movie, off of something. And it clicked when I heard it, because I was like, that's something somebody's going to remember. That's something like, why would he say that? So that's something like, it's always going to play in your head. And I'm not going to give you sauce, and I just juiced it up. And it doesn't even sound like him no more. So that's how it is.
That's dope. So, do you think the rapper makes the beat or the beat makes the rapper?
It's 50-50. I always have this conversation, and my opinion always changes every year. The rapper needs to beat as much as the beat needs the rapper, and the producer needs his influence as much as the rapper needs their influence on the producer. So it's like a puzzle. You're not really battling each other. You're helping each other because you're one piece to his picture and he's the other piece to your picture. And when you guys come together, it makes the perfect puzzle. It's not really a battle.
It's a great answer. So, speaking of that, who are some artists that you would like to work with?
Oh, man. I always think about this and my list gets bigger and bigger because there's new artists every day I listen to and new artists I like. Yeat's one of them. So, Lil Baby, Yeat. Uzi's always been one of them since high school. Cardi, same thing. I'm trying to think of a new one. I always wanted to work with Kodak, but now, I don't know how I'm gonna get there. But Youngboy is always up there for me. Just 42 Doug, Rio when he gets out of jail. Just the whole Detroit scene, Lil Yachty. I feel like Yachty's diverse in anything. He can make a pop hit, trap hit, hip hop hit. Doesn't matter. He's there. Shawnee. Cash Cobain, even though he's a producer, I would love to collab with him too. Those are just a few people.
So have you ever thought about being an artist yourself?
It's funny you ask. I actually have thought about it, but I don't know. In due time, we'll see.
Okay. So what type of, you kind of touched on it, but what type of music do you listen to outside of your beats?
Oh, okay. I listen to Yeat, Pierre a lot, Cardi, Uzi, Baby. Dang, you told me on the spot, but I'm thinking. SSG Kobe, you heard of him?
Yep.
Yeah, he's tough. Just the underground scene, Destroy Lonely, he's tough. He's on Cardi's label. Ken Carson, I listen to him sometimes. He's tough. Dang. Charlie. Shawnee, just the little NY drill underground scene. Yeah.
Okay. So if there was one piece of work that you can show somebody that you're most proud of, what would you show?
One piece of work.
One beat, or what's one piece of what's one
unreleased.
Okay.
It's unreleased, but I'm very proud of it. It's a collab, so I can't tell you who the collab is with, but in due time will show who the collab is with, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, all right, he's working." But little do they know, I've been had that, so it's a sleeper. But I'm very proud of it because it was something I had people out that all week, and I had to send this beat out ASAP because he was going to the studio. The rapper, he's a Boston rapper, but he was going to the studio, and I was like, dang, he gotta get one for me. He had to rap on one of my beats that week because I was just not hitting with no beats. The beats wasn't hitting to me, and I don't know what it was, but that beat just set it off. And I feel like that beat for a good minute set off a fire in me, and okay, I could do this. And it just, the hits kept coming and coming after that. So I'm very proud of that beat. I'm gonna count.
It's good. And my last question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Successful in my apartment making beats, taking care of the ones I love, hanging out with the people I care for. Just simple, normal life stuff. I don't really want to be big famous, but I want to be well off where I could just take care of the ones I love. Because I feel like once you get famous and you're at this point where everybody got their eyes on you, it gets stressful. Life gets a little harder. You gotta watch your back. You don't know who's your friend. So I really just want to keep it not low, but well off. Where you guys know who I am. I pop out once in a while. I'm living life. Life's supposed to be lived. You know what I mean?
That's good. Anything else you wanna share or?
Stay tuned. 2022. I'm gonna have a big year. I'm gonna probably drop my first mixtape with songs that I produced and people are rapping on, and then I'm gonna drop a deluxe version. I already put this in the plan, so it's coming probably February 2022, maybe March. So that's all, really.